Hi again, everybody. This is Vince with Insurance School. Today, we're going to talk about auto insurance. I just received my auto insurance renewal, and the first question I have to ask you is, when was the last time that you called your insurance agent, your homeowner's insurance agent, your auto insurance agent, property and casualty? Do you have an insurance agent, first of all? Do you speak to him or her? You should be receiving phone calls at least once or twice a year from your insurance agent. When your policy comes up for renewal, it's really important that your insurance agent reach out to you and say, hey, your car insurance is renewing in a month and we'd like to review your insurance with you. Let's take a time and pick a time that we can sit down and either have a conversation over the phone through Zoom or come into our office and let's talk about your car insurance, because oftentimes people, they don't pay a lot of attention, unfortunately, until that car insurance policy comes up for renewal, and they get their renewal, let's say, a month in advance, and they don't receive their bill for another couple weeks. They don't pay attention to what their premium is. They don't even track, what they paid last 6 months compared to what they're paying this 6 months. Do you have any discounts? Are you getting all the discounts that you have? Has your insurance company maybe ran your motor vehicle report to see if your record is clean, to see if you qualify for any discounts that you may have not received previous in the 6 month period? It's really important for you to take the initiative, not be passive, and call your insurance agent. When I had my agency, I used to call my clients every 6 months. Just if I didn't get in touch with them, I'd leave them a voicemail message or I'd send them an email letting them know that their car insurance is coming up for renewal or their homeowners annually comes up for renewal. Let's get together and let's talk about it. Has anything changed? Do you have any new drivers in your house? Do you have any drivers that maybe are going to be pulled off your policy? I for instance, had one of our dependents new policy living in a different state. So my job as a consumer was to pick up the phone, call my insurance agent, or send, in this case, I sent my insurance agent an email and said, hey, as of 12:01 a.m. on such and such a date, I want to let you know that my daughter has her own car insurance now. She owns the vehicle now. She has insurable interest as an owner of the vehicle. The reason she was on my plan is because I own the car. Now she's purchased the car and she owns her own car and gets the responsibility of paying for her own insurance, licensing the car in her name, and taking care of everything that way. So it's really important that you talk to your insurance agent. And if they're not reaching out to you, I would encourage you to reach out to them. And I'd also encourage you to take a look at different tools that are online, where you can actually go online and you can actually get quotes from other insurance companies, kind of compare and see where you are. It's really important to get a good idea of what's available to you. Now, you want to make sure that you do have some information from an insurance agent. We don't want to be buying, you and me as consumers don't want to be buying homeowners insurance or car insurance or health insurance without consulting with a licensed professional, because they know what coverages and benefits may be important for you to have. Sometimes, we'd get in a situation where, people were only concerned about paying the lowest price for their car insurance, and they would have liability limits that were far too low based on the fact that they were a homeowner, or based on the fact that maybe they had a pool or other liability and they needed a personal umbrella policy or personal liability policy, so they needed to increase their liability limits on their auto insurance. So it's really important, if you're a homeowner, condo owner, townhouse owner, if you've accumulated some assets and some cash over the years, you want to make sure that you have the correct liability limits, because if you're in a vehicle accident and you are found to be at fault and your insurance policy doesn't have sufficient enough coverage to make sure that you are protected with your fault in regards to an auto policy, you could be in dire straits financially. So really important to get together with that insurance agent, call the office, set an appointment, and see if you can kind of review your plan benefits under your auto insurance policy and your homeowner's insurance policy for that instance, before your policy comes up for renewal. Now, if you find the information that I'm providing to you valuable, if you think you have friends or family that would benefit from the information that I'm providing to you here. Again, this is strictly for your information. It's to help you become better insurance consumers. We want to empower you to make the right decisions, best decisions, and give you some tips and pointers. So please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button if you would, like button as well. And then you can actually hit the notification so that when I upload new videos, and I'm going to continue to upload these videos at least twice a week, different videos every week, talking about home, auto, life insurance, and health insurance. But please do subscribe. Let your friends and family know. Send them a link to the channel, and that way they too can subscribe and get this information. Anyway, thank you very much for that. I do want to get back now. Important in regards to this auto policy, the renewal that I received. For instance, the first thing on the declarations page, the front page of my policy, it shows me what I'm going to have to pay for my car insurance premiums for 6 months. I just had a phone call from a friend, and I could not believe when he called me to tell me how much he was paying for his car insurance. I know it was, 3 cars, 3 individuals on the policy, but boy, oh boy, first thing I told him is you got to get on the phone and talk to that insurance agent, because there are some things that you need to consider that could help you possibly reduce your policy premium on a 6-month basis. First of all, discounts. Do you have multi-policy discounts? Do you have your home or condo or townhouse insured with the same company that you have your auto insurance with? There's a significant discount by having those policies together. So talk to your agent once again about a home and auto discount so that you take advantage of that. Do you have more than one vehicle on your policy? You get a multi-car discount so that you're saving a little bit of money that way as well. One of the other discounts is, if you pay in full every 6 months. If you can pay in full every 6 months, it's a good way to approach it, because you're going to save money. You're not going to pay that installation fee or whatever they want to call it as far as your monthly payments are concerned. Pay that 6-month premium if you can, all up in front. Oftentimes you can pay for with a credit card. Now, we're not encouraging credit card debt, but if you're paying your credit cards off every month, you can accumulate, especially with your car insurance premiums, you can accumulate some decent cash back on your credit card, as long as you're paying that credit card off every month. So if you can't do that, don't make that payment in full on your insurance, because you don't want to get yourself into a situation where you're ending up paying the credit card company more than you're paying your car insurance company for your auto insurance. So anyway, you're paid in full discount. Do you have a safe driving discount? When was the last time you've had a claim? When was the last time you've had a ticket, accident? If it's been a while and you looked at your policy declaration page and you're going, well, wait a minute, why am I not getting a claim-free discount on my car insurance when I had it 6 months ago? What happened? Did they run my motor vehicle report? Is there something on here that indicates that maybe I had a ticket or an accident? Because I know I didn't have an accident. Pick up the phone, call that insurance agent, have that conversation, say, hey, we need to review this. We want to talk about keeping these premiums as low as we possibly can, but then again, having the correct insurance. Accident forgiveness, companies have accident forgiveness as well. If you have that on your plan, it's a very beneficial plan. Talk to your insurance agent about that. Make sure that you have that. Sometimes you have a loyalty discount with your auto insurance policy for staying with the same company for a significant amount of time. Now, that being said, just because you stay with the same insurance company for a number of years and you're getting a renewal discount, what mine calls a continuous insurance discount, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't speak to another insurance agent from a different company or an independent agent. And we can talk about that in another video as well. We'll address captive agents, Allstate, State Farm, Farmers, Liberty Mutual, things of that nature, American Family Insurance, captive agents, as opposed to brokers, which have the opportunity to take your insurance declaration page and shop your plan, your insurance around to a number of different companies, good companies that independent brokers only have the opportunity to go with. So if you go with a captive agent, they are captive because they can only sell certain products with the company they represent. If you have an independent agent, then that independent agent has an opportunity to shop around a little bit. They can look at different rates, they can look at different plans, they can say, okay, let me put all their information in, and we're going to have 4 or 5 companies give us some plan comparisons to see where their rates compare to what my my client is paying for the current policy. So it's always a good idea to talk, shop around, talk to different agents. You can, again, you can go online. There are other companies online where you can actually just ask for a quote if you're somebody that doesn't want to sit down and have a detailed conversation, which I don't encourage you to do, because insurance is, it's important. It's really important for you to make sure that you are properly insured, that you have the correct liability limits, you have the correct medical coverage, and talk about your deductibles as well. So anyway, talking about a few different discounts: home and auto discounts, multi-car discounts, continuous insurance, renewal discounts, paperless, paid in full, safe driving discounts. These are some of the things that you want to talk to your agent about and make sure that if you qualify for them, you have them as well. The next thing you want to talk about is what your liability limits are. What do I have to stand to lose if I'm involved in a car accident and it's found to be my fault? The last thing I want to do is have liability limits, for instance, the 2040, $20,000 per person in their car, or $40,000 per accident. If I am involved in a car accident and I cause bodily damage to somebody else, and I can only have 2040 or $20,000 per person in a vehicle, I could leave myself up for exposure without having enough liability coverage. So think about what you have, what you've put away. Do you own a home? Do you have significant assets? And instead of going with, let's say, 2040, which may be the lowest liability limits you can have in your state, looking at 100, 300, or 250, 500, or maybe adding on a personal umbrella policy above and beyond what your auto insurance is. So those are things that you need to discuss with an insurance agent. Please don't discuss them just with your neighbor, because unless your neighbor's an insurance agent, I don't think they would probably have the wherewithal and all the information that they need to help you with your insurance decision. So talk to a professional. They're professionals for a reason. They are educated. They go through continuing education. They've been doing this for a number of years. Talk to your insurance agents or other agents to get proper guidance in regards to what your coverage and benefits should be. Something else to consider, for instance, when I talk to my friend, first thing I said is, first of all, what's your liability limits? And second of all, what's your deductible? I mean, your deductible for collision, how much are you paying? You know, some people want to pay, okay, I only want to take $100 deductible for my collision coverage, and they're paying a lot of money for their car insurance, because if you have low deductibles, you're paying higher premiums. There used to be a commercial out there that says pay me now or pay me later. It was really in regards to car repairs. But if you're paying low premiums on a monthly basis or semi-annually for your car insurance, you probably have higher deductibles. So do you have a deductible fund that you've set up? Maybe $1,000 in a savings account just for in case you had a car accident. So you can actually change your deductible from 100 or 250 or 500 to maybe $1,000. By changing your collision deductible, it's going to reduce your monthly premium on your car insurance. Your comprehensive deductible, not so much. Comprehensive is going to cover you if your car is stolen, if your windshield is broken, things of that nature. So that's not going to really lower your premiums too much, but it's the deductible that you want to consider as far as how much can I afford to pay out of my pocket in case I was involved in a car accident. So think about that. Talk about your liability limits, make sure those are proper. Talk about your collision deductible. Talk about your comprehensive deductible. Also talk about the age of your car. There's a lot of information out here on the computers nowadays where it actually talks about how much your car is worth. What's the value of your vehicle, and what the value of your vehicle may be for your insurance company as well. Just because we think our car is worth a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. Usually when you have a vehicle that's approximately 10 years old or older, you want to start considering, okay, maybe I should just possibly carry comprehensive coverage. Once again, I am no longer licensed. I sold my insurance agency years ago, but talk to your insurance agent and say, okay, do I really need to have collision insurance on my car insurance policy anymore? Can I just have liability coverage? Or can I have liability and comprehensive in case a rock comes up and breaks the glass on my windshield? Then I'll have somebody, the insurance company will replace the glass on my windshield. So these are types of things that you'd like to consider talking to your insurance agent about every 6 months. If that's when your car insurance renews, take the time, make the phone call. Don't ignore it. Don't, take a look at this the renewal declaration page that you have. Go over the coverages and benefits that you have. Look at what you paid last 6 months compared to what you're paying this 6 months. And again, if you have any questions or concerns, you want to reach out to your insurance agent, because that's what they're there for. If you're not comfortable with the information that maybe their staff is giving to you, then you do have the right, because your insurance agent is the person that's representing the companies that you're working with to have your insurance. Talk to that agent. Set some time aside. I know we're all busy. We all have lots of things to do, but it's really, really important that you go over your renewal declaration pages for your car and homeowners insurance, 6 months for auto, annually for your homeowners insurance, and make sure that you are insurance savvy. That being said, if you have any questions about insurance, whether it's auto insurance like we talked about today, homeowners insurance, life insurance, health insurance, put your questions at the bottom of the page down here if you would. And again, do me a favor so that I can get my content out to everybody that would find it interesting and informative and valuable for their insurance needs. Hit the subscribe button so people know that this is good information and valuable information that I'm providing to you. Like my channel, subscribe to my channel if you would please. I'd really appreciate it. And also set up notifications so you get that little ping on your phone or on your computer when my new videos come out, and you know when there's new content out here. So making a commitment to you, there's going to be 2 every week that I'm going to be posting. It'll be different subjects on different types of insurance. So by all means, please don't hesitate to reach out and hit the like and subscribe button, please. Thank you again, Insurance School, for you. This channel's for you. I'm just trying to help you gather as much information, knowledge, and tips that I can help you with to make you better, more informed insurance consumers. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful day, and drive safe, by the way. Take care.